Um, just because my OCD eye is being drawn to it, can you close the door of your closet? Because it keeps making my eye want to put your shirts in color order. So it's not your fault, it's my OCD. Does that door close?
Well, right, I just moved in, and right now the bed's gonna block it, so it's not gonna close.
Okie dokie. I shall ignore it then. Because my OCD is like, right, I can see two similar lemon colored shirts that I'd put together. I can see like lighter grey on the left, then a mid grey, and then a black on the side. So I want to go like black, mid grey, lighter grey, through the blues, maybe via green into yellows, then into oranges, pinks, and reds. That's how I would do it. Yeah. So good. So my brain is sitting working that out while we're doing this. Right. So let's be very, very clear. All right. Hang on. Apple wants to update some stuff. Fuck off, Apple. Right. Lovely. So, right. Let's be very clear. I don't care how many times I need to say this to you people. You all think, now this computer's having an epi. You all think that you can outsmart the speaking. And you all think that just by watching it and listening to it, that you'll remember that and you'll remember that. And you simply can't. It's not how the body learns language. You have to pop this into your long-term memory. If you were to go to, let's say, you know, Costco or something, or, you know, CVS to buy like a load of like cheap stuff, whatever. When you walk in there tomorrow at 6 p.m., what you need is 100% at the forefront of your mind. If I said to you in 4 weeks' time, hey, do you remember on Sunday evening, on the, you know, on the 27th of August, do you remember what you went in to buy? You'd have no memory. But at the time, it feels incredibly present. That's basically what language learning is if you try and just stick it in your brain rather than get it in your muscle memory and language center. And I really mean that. And waste your time and money at your peril. Yeah. So you have to know. The next thing is you're really, really lucky because the language that you're choosing to learn out loud is a language which connects and flows together. So in other words, rather than sort of remembering a series of like 12, 13, 14 cognates in a sentence, you've got this wiggly long worm, you know, wom, 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 like that. The next thing is in turning off your mouth and in turning off your neck, and you're bringing in this head vibration and this chest vibration, you're getting a kind of geographical map to every sentence. So it's kind of like head, you know, nose, upper chest, tummy, upper chest, so here, you know, and every sentence that you do, you kind of get this physical feeling of that's the sentence that you're doing, all right? So first things first, I just really want to isolate the vowels. And so what you need to do is basically give me more chest, more vibration here, regardless of whether your ultimate vibration is here or here, but you're just pushing from here constantly, and no mouth, like you're slurring with your mouth. Yeah, French is not a language. So if we look at my teeth, so we say, hello, so my name's Luke and I'm talking to you from London. And if I then say, you know, salut, alors moi je m'appelle Luc, alors je te parle de Londres, you don't see the same amount of teeth. Yeah, okay? Yeah. So I'm kind of talking to you now reasonably sloppily. I'm not making a massive effort in my English. You can still see a bit of teeth. Oui, alors tu vois, je vais te parler en français, tu vois, je vais pas faire un effort. There's no teeth. All right, so we need maximum teethage. Just moving the light, 1 second. Shut up, computer. So I'm going to give you some words and you're going to give me what we call a vowel journey. So a vowel journey is basically your body, I said that weirdly, your body learning to love the vowels in the word, not the consonants in the word. So the vibratory long sounds like u, I, a, n. So for example, if I gave you the word maison, which means house, how many syllables do we have?
2.
Right. What's the vowel in me?
The A.
I don't mean written vowel, I mean the spoken vowel. What's the vowel sound?
Oh, wait,
no, listen to Lukey. May. What's the vowel sound? What's the aerated sound? What's the sound that's coming out of the body?
May.
Okay. Look at me. Consonants are what the mouth is doing.
Right.
Don't say right, listen. If you listen, you don't need to say right or gotcha or whatever. So consonants are m, t, p, k, d, f, ch. So if I say may, what sound is my mouth making with my lips together? May. What sound is my mouth making with the lips together? Good man. Well done. It doesn't have a vowel. We add a vowel onto it like mu, me, mo, ma. Okay, we're giving it wings. What? Let's think of it as exit sound, vibration, not necessarily air. What exit sound do we have in may? What sound is leaving the body?
A.
Good. Copy me. A.
A.
Good. So if I say zon, what's the consonant sound?
Z.
And what's the vowel sound?
On.
Don't stab me. Make it longer.
Sorry.
Make it longer. Make it last longer.
Oh, like on.
Make it fully. Notice how your voice cracks. Make it fully on. Good. So I'm going to now ask you to slide from one vowel sound to the next vowel sound. I don't give a rat's ass about the consonants. Maison. Can you slide from the first vowel sound on its own to the second vowel sound on its own?
And not the consonants.
No.
So just say like as, on.
Excuse me. You seem a bright boy. I said slide. I didn't say a on. I've also just told you to not stab me. Don't shank a bitch. Back you go.
On.
Thank you. Now, you handing over between those two vowels is the most important thing you're ever going to do in French. The handover is not embarrassing. Yeah, you're not handing some stash of some illicit magazine that you shouldn't have. Could you please say for me ayon and enjoy going between the two?
Ayon.
Your vibration is going back into your throat. It's getting weak and reedy. Ayon. Bring it into your. If it's got to sound animal. It's got to sound odd. It's got to sound alien to you. It's got to sound twangy. It's got to sound everything that Anthony isn't. Okay. Sorry, remind me. You an Anthony or an Anthony?
Anthony, yeah.
Anthony with a stuff. Okay, right. So could you say for me ayon and make it more nasal?
Ayon.
Good, lovely, good lad. So basically, French has two sounds, hon, he, hon. You're either promoting through this amplifier or you're promoting through this amplifier, all right? So just say to me, ayon.
Ayon.
Good. Now, if you then go back in with a very small amount of consonant, maison, you know, fine, no problem. I just threw a mug of tea on the side and it made me want a tea. I mean, it's to go downstairs to be washed up, but like it just made me want to. That's what my OCD is, right? So sometimes you just have to learn to turn it off. Like when I do sport and stuff, I just want to rearrange all my stuff in the bag, and I'm like, do you know what? I'm just going to throw it in the bag and just try not to focus on it. Good. So if I gave you bateau, which means boat, okay, bateau. Notice I'm not saying bateau. That's not how I say the word bateau. Lovely. Could you give me the vowel slide between both vowels? Find the vowels, stay on it slowly, slide to the next one. Bateau.
Ow.
Good boy. Make them different. Ow. Different twang. Ow.
Ow.
Good. Don't let the glottal happen in your throat where you go, oh. Yeah, don't let the change of. You don't want to be, I'm in the red, I'm in the red, I'm in the red, I'm in the blue, I'm in the blue. You want to be, I'm in the red, I'm in the red, I'm in the dark red, I'm in the purple, I'm in the blue, I'm in the light blue. Yeah, you want to be like that. Ew. Let me hear it.
Ew.
Good. Don't let it go via here. There's nothing here in French. There's vibration above the chin and there's vibration below the collarbone. So, a video I'd recommend for you and anybody, because I'm going to leave this up as a guide of what people should be doing. Accent trick. I'll pop it underneath. And the red, green. No, not that one. I'm thinking stupid things. The video with Tom where I draw on my own damn face and talk about where all the different vowels are. All right? And you've got to understand where these different vowels are coming from. As a general rule, nothing. I wish this computer would stop doing its little update. As a general rule, between here and here. So u, I, e, a, u. There's no So nothing is on the throat, which is unfortunate because that's where we want to speak from in English. Okay, so another one for a vowel slide. Tu as dansé. Tu as dansé. What's the vowel slide?
Où on est. Où on est.
The mouth position. So listen to the hum. Listen for the vibration. Tu as dansé. Don't listen to the in the background. Tu as dansé. What journey are we going on? Tu as dansé.
Où on est. I think.
Come on, work. I'll give you the last two. Danser. What's the exit sound?
On est.
Why is listen? Lukey's told you you're a smart boy. I've told you I don't know the one from the one to the other, and I've told you I want the full-on slide. So come on, information has been given. Absorb the information. Logic language learning. Do as you're told. Danser. Show me the method.
On est.
There you go. A kick at the arse works wonders. Good man. So now try for me. Tu as dansé. All we're learning to do is just extend our slide. Tu as dansé. What's that going to be as a vowel journey? So we call that vowel journey. It's basically going on a journey through the vowels. Tu as dansé.
Où on est. Où on
Listen,
est.
don't be afraid of sliding between two vowels. What is the penultimate one? What is the last one? Tu as dansé. So what's the penultimate one? What's the last but one? Nice vibration. And what's the last one? Stop stabbing me. So don't break in the throat. So will you go from the previous one to the last one and enjoy the process?
On est.
Good. Get used to that geographical journey in your body. Yeah, it might be that you like ooh. Notice weirdly as the times went by, you tuned in better to ooh, not ooh, because ooh is down here. Yeah, ooh is a different vibration. All right. So that is a really useful thing for you to do. So the videos that you've got to watch on that are called Accent Trick, and I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically me drawing on my own damn face. Next up, another situation that will occur will be to prepare you for accent. And then obviously once you've done the vowel journey, you come back in ever so gently with really soft teeth. We don't need big mouth in French. Yeah? We don't need any big mouth or anything like this. All right. So don't achieve good vowels by going je vais vous parler en français. As much as I like the vowels, what it's actually then doing is separating the vowels into individual chunks, isn't it? Which is what we've agreed we don't want to do. So a little trick that you can do is just go. So just go through the alphabet. Every time you hit a consonant, just bounce it 4 times for me. No. Whatever. Just try going through the alphabet like that.
Like from the top.
I've just given you what to do. Off you go. Yep.
La.
Don't read. We're not doing it like C. So the hard version. No, it is about no. Go on, up you go. And you'll find it easier if you push from this chest. Don't go because you'll go you'll pant. So use your sternal pressure. Go go, but keep it some like you're whispering. Go and have a go. Yeah, D, do me the
da.
That's it, but don't get keep it on the chest. There you go. That's lovely. Now, French vowels ain't no bigger than that. Oui, alors je t'ai parlé, you know, it's the yeah, it's not, yeah. The roof of your mouth is down on your tongue. Yeah, your tongue is on the roof of your mouth. There's no big cavity at the back of your mouth. So when you're speaking French, your molars for the beginner are largely together. Fine, once you get up and running, oui, bonjour, yeah, but generally, oui, alors tu vois, your molars are much closer together than they are in English, okay? Good. So another idea then that we can do is this thing called Dover-Calais, because Dover and Calais are the closest kind of ports between England and France. So Dover-Calais is dead cool. Or you can think of Staten Island Ferry if you're really desperate. Is you get on the boat we're interested in being on the water. We're not interested in being at the coast. Yeah. So if I say, for example, I'm going to come to New York to see you. So je vais venir à New York pour te voir. So in general, French likes to start a consonant with a syllabus with a syllable with a consonant, travel on the vowel and make more of it, hit a consonant again, travel back on a vowel. So for example, je vais venir te voir. So what consonants have I got in j? So je, not je, yeah, je. As soon as I can get into pure vowel territory, I'm away, Anthony. So je vais, but basically if we were looking at the previous exercise, vowel, I would be segueing from one to the next. So je vais, not je vais. There's no about turn. Look how British it sounds if I pop in a hard consonant. That mug is annoying me. 1 second. Actually, there's two.
The third, actually.
There's a third. I'm going to twist that way. There we go. That's better. I told you. I have an eye for detail. So say for me, je vais. Just push through. I'm going. Je vais.
Je vais.
Lovely. No je, no vais. Good. So what we do then is we take our hand and we're going to go je, one crossing per vowel. Occasionally we'll put two vowels together for diphthong like ui, but don't worry about that. So je vais. So we're really trying to avoid the coasts. Je vais venir te voir à New York, whatever. So that then eventually, je vais venir te voir à New York, it becomes a line. All right. So that is Dover-Calais, which is another great thing to do. Any sentence you say, and when you get up into the conversation week, more on that in a moment, any sentence they give you, I would like to speak to my friend Phil, I love him, whatever, je voudrais parler à mon ami Phil, je l'aime, whatever, you want to, even if you're going slowly, je voudrais parler à mon ami, yeah, it's going to be like just long and whatever. Good. So that twang needs to be there all the time. Next idea. If the word you're saying can be used in English, guess what language you're speaking in? English. So say for me, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just say that in English. 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Good. And weirdly, you've upped your consonants, which suggests you're ever so gently mimicking me subconsciously, which is good sign for a linguist. Okay. And obviously because an English accent is superior. But basically you're giving me more consonant because you're imitating, which is fine. Okay, rather than like 2, which is kind of a softer. So if I went 1, if I went 1, 2, 3, 4, which of those now sounds foreign? Good, lovely. If I went 1, 2, 3, 4, which one sounds foreign?
2.
Lovely. Or I could go with the lower chest, OU, so U, OU, so single U, OU, 1, 2. Does that sound like English? No. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Both of which are French words. So what is it that's making them French? Why do they sound foreign? What would you describe the sound as? So what's the difference between 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4? What's kind of going on in the body?
The second one, the 2 sounds deeper in your chest.
No. 2 is not deeper in my chest than 2. 2 is here. It's vibrating. It's a 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 sound. Yeah, it's sustained. It's got a kind of resonance, a tickle. So say for me, 2. Good. Sing it for me. You won't sound a dick. You'll sound a dick if you do French without doing this. You won't sound an idiot. Any kind of high school Spanish class where people are like, oh, he thinks he's something special. When people try and do a foreign accent, there's none of that here. You just sound stupid if you don't do it properly. All right. So say for me, 2. Lovely. Good. You even picked up the note. Good boy. Do you play an instrument?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Which do you play?
Saxophone.
Okay, which one?
The tenor. Well, I have tenor alto. Yeah.
Bit of alto. So, yeah, you're a regular little Lisa Simpson. So, so it's like you've got to. So if you go je vais, vais. If I'm going on vacation, does that vais sound like it could be in English? Yeah. If I could cut and paste your syllable into English, what language is it? English. So every single syllable you're doing has got to sound different. And a really nice way to play this is with French, is with first names. So I teach a girl called Melanie. So say this with me, Melanie.
Melanie.
Now say Melanie.
Melanie.
Lovely. So me. Doesn't sound English. La.
Yeah.
La. Yeah. Okay. Doesn't sound English. Ni. You don't say Anthony, come and sit on my knee, do you? You say knee. Okay. You probably wouldn't say anyway. So I wouldn't say, Anthony, do you have any coffee? No, it's any. Okay. We have Nina. Nina. Say for me, Nina.
Nina.
Now say Nina.
Nina.
Outward, don't do it for yourself. Don't do the vibration for yourself. Send it forward. Nina.
Nina.
Thank you. Nice. We have, who else do we have? Let's think. We have John. So say for me, John.
John.
Send it forward for me, Jean.
Jean.
That's it. So we're sending either here or here. Yeah, those are our amplifiers. Who else have we got? We've got Tom, which is an interesting one in French because it goes up. So say for me, Tom, Tom.
Tom, Tom.
Good. Okay. We've got Denise. So say Denise, Denise. So we've got the down and the high. Say Denise.
Denise.
Lovely. We've got Luke, the teacher. So say for me, Luke. Say in English, Luke.
Luke.
Now say my name, say my name. It's like a Beyonce track, isn't it? Like Destiny's Child. I apologise. She wasn't in charge then, even though the dad thought she was. Luke. Luke. Give me the twang.
Luke.
Now, don't find it in your throat. Luke.
Luke.
Good. Give me some other names. Phil. Phil.
Phil.
Lovely. Robert. Robert.
Robert.
No, so Robert. Bear is like, Luke, I've got no trousers on at the moment, no pants on, my ass is bare. That just sounds like he's speaking in English. Or there's a bear in the woods. So set me bear. Vibrate.
Bear.
Good.
Bear.
Get it away from this. Push more here. Bear. Push on the chest. Bear.
Bear.
Good.
Bear.
Do me something for me. Can you don't have any form of panic attack or anything, do you?
No.
No. Okay. You will do after my class. So can you so can you basically just go can you pant for me? No, that's it. Now that muscle that you just tried to grab control of. Yeah. So normally that's so these are intercostals. Breathing happens automatically. We create a pressure. The diaphragm goes into position. It creates a vacuum. Things move. We fill with oxygen. Yada yada. We don't have to consciously think about our breathing. We can choose to think about our breathing. We can take control of it. It normally happens automatically. A bit like me walking. It used to be automatic. Now I have to bloody think about it. So it's like I want you to muscle up that control of that diaphragmatic. Yeah. So try pulsing on different vowels for me. Just say e. Yeah. Let me hear that. No, you get So go. Good. Lovely. Okay. Good. So that's some voice work we can do. Next up then, let's talk podcasts. So the podcasts you have got are the grammar ones, the vocabulary ones, the listening ones, the one-to-one classes ones, and you've kept the reading, written grammar for the moment to one side, which is fine. Order I like people to go in. Say for me, present. What should we say? Present, was, will, would. Just say that. Present, was, will, would.
Present, Was, will, would.
You'll remember that was, will, would is an A, alphabetical order, was, will, would, and B, W-A, W-I, W-O. W-W-W. That's going to catch on. W-W-W. So say for me, present, was, will, would.
Present, was, will, would.
2 if sounds, subjunctive, infinitive.
2 if sounds.
Subjunctive, infinitive.
Infinitive.
And again, let me hear it.
What was the beginning? 2 if sounds, you said?
Well, dear me, where's the mimicry gone?
Sorry.
Piss poor. Piss poor. Was, will, so present, was, will, would. Subjunctive,
Present.
infinitive. Off you go.
All right. Present, was, will, would. Infinitive, subjunctive.
No, subjunctive, infinitive.
Subjunctive, infinitive.
Which has got more syllables, subjunctive or infinitive?
Infinitive.
Thank you. Listen to patterns in language. Yeah? Yeah. Present, was, will, would. Subjunctive, infinitive. Be aware as well now what your voice is. No one's neutral. No one's neutral. Where's your voice coming from? Where do you make sound from? Yeah, where are you making energy? Where are you creating voice? You know, where's your strain? Where do you personality-wise sit? Yeah, where are you in your voice? Listen to this. All right. So say for me now, present, was, will, would, subjunctive, infinitive. Breath, same again. Present, was, will, would, subjunctive, infinitive on the auxiliary. So you're going to say the same words twice. The second time you're adding on the auxiliary. Off you go.
Present, was, will, would, subjunctive, infinitive. Present, was, will, would, subjunctive, infinitive on the auxiliary.
Lovely. So the auxiliary is your middle word. If you've got he has, well, there could be more than one, but he has eaten, auxiliary verb has, main verb eaten. Yeah. He would eat, auxiliary verb would, principal verb eat. All right. So that pattern you've just done of 12, those are the only tenses you're going to need in French. Okay. The present tense, the was tense, strictly speaking, the imperfect tense, but we'll call it was. Not all times when we say was in English is it in that tense, but most of them. Will, the will tense. Would, conditional. Whatever you're going to call them. They're going to be in your grammar. So the grammar is going to go through all of those 12. Not the infinitives per se, because that is a separate load of videos, and we start that in conversation week. We start that in about week 2 of conversation week. That's about handling, so that's basically using 2 forms of the verb. The infinitive is the long form of the verb. So if you were saying something like, say your verb was to laver, like to wash yourself. So tu te laves, tu te laves, tu te laveras, tu te laveras. Infinitive, voilà, il est intéressant que tu te laves. The infinitive would be like avant de te laver, the long form, all right? Past tense, again, the auxiliary will change, yada, yada, yada. So I want you to sort of think you've got this. Pop the infinitive to one side for the moment. I want you to think you've got present, was, will, would, subjunctive, and present, was, will, would, subjunctive to fill in the middle. So you've got 10 to be aiming to get at the moment. So say you had faire to do. You've got il fait. You'll soon know why. You'll know what the pattern is. Il faisait, il fera, il ferait. Il est intéressant qu'il fasse. Il a fait, il avait fait, il aura fait, il aurait fait. Il est intéressant qu'il ait fait. The bottom 5 are really, really easy to do because it's only ever going to be the middle word that changes, and the middle word is only ever going to be have or be. So the bottom 5 you'll start getting really quickly. So that's your kind of mental map of stuff to fill in, and that's what's in the grammar podcasts. All right. If you mentally just want to listen to single unit shit while doing it, then play the vocab files, just a couple of them. Just get used to hearing some French sounds. All right. So work your way through vocabulary, through grammar podcasts. Grammar podcasts have 4 minutes of explanation per thing, per unit, and then 4 minutes of test. If on any one topic you're like, ooh, I'd like to do a bit more on that, then go to a kind of appropriate Brooklyn class, because they're on the playlists, where I'll be talking about, I'll have said what the tenses are I'm doing, I'll have said what I'm doing in the title of the, the playlist, or just type the buzzword, which is the title of the file on the podcast, and type that into my channel. Now, whenever you look for anything on my channel, you type Logic Language Learning space and then the buzzword. You don't normally need inverted commas. You know, you just normally write like, so say you wanted something on subjunctive, type logic language learning, all lowercase, all attached, hyphen, no, space rather, subjunctive. Okay, so and then a video will come up mentioning the stuff that has come up. Yeah? Most verbs, most expressions, most whatever, there will be something on there from me. There will be. Yeah, all right, good. So then, when a person has then gotten through all of the grammar, okay, and you will want to be supplementing that grammar work with Brooklyn's class. Yeah, you will. I'm using Brooklyn because she's the one I've done most recently. You will. You want to be hearing someone else struggling to get their way through it. Yeah, okay. Then when you've gotten through to what is very obviously in her work, the conversation classes. So instead of it being right, today we're going to learn this grammar, when it starts with the model translate and she has to translate, and don't get me wrong, it's not like we don't do grammar and it's not like we don't do stuff, but we're generally in a model of I say some English, you try doing it in the French and you try building that up. When we then do that, that's when you've really got to be on your speaking. Yeah, the grammar as you go, it wouldn't be a bad idea to be doing the speaking either, would it? To be, you know, je fais, tu, you know, so you'll learn the systems. Okay, so this verb conjugates like this. One of the biggest and the best things you can do for me, Anthony, is remember the slogans for each tense. So I'll be like, what's the slogan for the present tense? You'll say, okay, A soft hard. What's the slogan for the imperfect? You'll say A, E on, for the what? A, E on, EA. What's it for the future? Ray, ra, ron. What's it for the word? Ray. You know, every tense has got a slogan, a little poetry, just like a mnemonic to help you get it. So like I said, do the grammar. Make sure you watch Brooklyn's up to when it's, so it's like that first 6. And then if you're on a bit you just totally get, just scroll forward with your fingers. Then when you get to the conversation stuff where she's doing conversation classes, which is normally obvious in the title, because I kind of won't be calling it like relative pronouns or whatever, you know, it'll just be like Brooklyn class or something. Okay, start watching a few of those, and that is when you can now at the same time start listening to the one-to-one podcasts. Okay, that is when it would be a really, really nice idea to start listening to the one-to-one podcast. You'll soon find out who's here, who's here, who's here, who's here, who's at different levels. Yeah, anytime you want anything similar for free on Logic Language Learning, go to Logic Language Learning, type Logic Language Learning space conversation, and a load of conversation classes with loads of gorgeous people will come up. And all your job to do until you're fluent as an autodidact is to listen to the sentence, wait until I've cleared it. Like, don't copy them until you've heard me saying it's okay, because otherwise you'll be copying bad stuff. Then just copy it. Just literally copy their sentence. Just literally copy what they've got. And that's just the way to do it and understand it. And it will just be like, but your advantage, your superpower over other home learners is you will have just gotten such a good little mimicry voice going on. You'll have gotten such a lazy little mouth going on that you'll be able to do everything really brilliantly. When you're working through the one-to-one stuff, eventually you'll be like, ooh, I'd like to test myself on my listening. I'd like to have a little listen. Now, this might be light years ahead of you, but try looking at the text that is in the listening podcast and listening to me speak, and remind yourself how quickly we go and what French sounds like. All right. At this stage, you know, you can honestly go a good 4 months with conversation class stuff in the one-to-one, the stuff on the YouTube, on the internet, like that's already there, conversation class, and the one-to-one classes, because there's like 100 files for the one-to-one. If a person gets bored at that stage, I normally then say, right, start working your way grammatically through the other videos, not in order. So say, for example, Brooklyn says, oh, I don't know how to do before and after. Press pause, go to Logic Language Learning, go right, before, avant. Logic Language Learning space avant, a whole load of videos on how to handle avant versus après, avant que, and use the videos. So you kind of don't want to be doing the videos chronologically. You want to be using them based on the material that is coming up, whatever, but what is rather gorgeous about Brooklyn's work is that she started at the beginning and I kind of explain stuff as we go through, so that should be okay. Now, she's had access to a little bit of French before, so it might be she's got a few words that you don't have. You might be completely starting as a beginner. That's completely fine. Press pause. All you've got to do is repeat what she says. There's not a word that is said in these classes where I don't let you know what every word means. It's not like we just speak French, all right? So that's your battle plan for the moment. If a person is buying the reading ones, I'd let them get at least, you know, a good 6 weeks into doing this before I'd say, right, have a go now. Oh, and then, sorry, so then at that stage, as I said, so you're listening to Brooklyn's conversation classes fairly regularly, you're saying them out loud fairly regularly, you've got the listening podcast ready. To get you ready for the listening podcast, now would be a lovely time to go to the reading rules. When you've done all the conversations, when you've done all of the introductory lessons with Brooklyn and you've done about 3 to 4 conversation classes, then we can do the reading rules. All right, not before, because I need you to be a mimic. I need you to play with sound. I need you to imitate me. I don't need you to do this thing with your eyes. That's, even though you're a handsome chap, you were doing earlier where you were diagonally taking your eyes like this, which is what everybody does. So then you go to Logic Language Learning space reading. About 4 videos will come up. Logic Language Learning reading rules sample text. It's basically me saying there's only about 20 reading rules. It's like, ooh, pronounce ooh, or this does this, or don't pronounce the end of this, or whatever. And it just reminds you how to read French. Yeah, okay. When reading, you're still going to be doing your joining and everything else that you've done so far. Yeah, okay. Then when you've gotten through some reading, that might be a time to possibly do some grammar written stuff, which is basically from what you've already then got. But to be brutally honest with you, a person could go 6 months of solid conversation stuff. There's enough videos on the YouTube. We've got all the way up to advanced videos on the YouTube of conversation. There's all the way up to advanced in the one-to-one. Yeah, there's absolutely everything that you need. You don't have to pay any more cash once you've done these podcasts. All right. If a person then wants some private, or every sort of 2 months goes, right, Lukey, could I have bit of help, or could you explain this? If there's something that you honestly can't find an answer for, or you go, Luke, I can't find a video for this, well then ping me, send me a WhatsApp. Anybody that buys podcast is obviously entitled to that. So our battle plan is go and watch accent. So point number 1, go and watch accent trick video. Point number 2, go and watch the video where I've got makeup all over my face and Tom is having the class, and I will pin those underneath this. Then start grammar podcasts, which are obviously available. I'll send you a price later. You ping me, I just send you the links, okay? And you can download those as files. They're for you to have, okay? Then when you've gotten through most of the grammar podcast, which at the same time you want to be supplementing with Brooklyn's, when you then get to the point that you either A, at the end of the grammar podcast, or B, at the end of Brooklyn doing about, when Brooklyn's gone on to the conversation stuff, okay? That is when you then, like I said, start unfurling your wings as she says conversation stuff. And if something comes up, you go, right, I'm A, going to listen to one-to-one podcasts with other people, but you might not necessarily even want to. You've got enough to be going on with Brooklyn. Or B, that will be when you're then going to supplement that with YouTube stuff based on what is coming up in class. So if you're like, Lukey's explained that, but I don't get why that's doing that, Logic Language Learning space buzzword. When you've gotten heavily and deeply into that, a good 3 to 4 of those, like I said, then we do the reading rules video. Having done the reading rules video, you can then look at the listening, because you can read the text at the same time as listening to what I'm doing with my mouth, okay? And then that's a good point to sort of reconvene and decide what we're going to do. Does that sound like a battle plan? Yes?
Yeah, except the vocab, right? I think.
No, the vocab, like I said, you just do as and when to supplement.
Got it. Yep.
That's just as and when you are bored of thinking about concepts. Like I said at the beginning, just offset with a little bit, because you've got to get through the vocab. The only thing, vocab does better when you have a context. So say, I have, so every time there's a noun, it's so stupid, but if you just say, oh, I have a helicopter, I have a bowl, I have a barefoot, I have a boyfriend, I have a husband, you know, whatever you're saying, or I'm going to, and then a verb. So if it's a verb, like je vais and then the infinitive of the verb. Sounds so stupid. Just rather than individual cognate, as you're saying the vocab, think so strongly of an image. Think super strongly. Do not learn the vocab off an echo from the English words. Hear the English word, picture what the English word evokes for you, and then picturing that thing, say the French. And then that way, in a couple of weeks, months, whenever, how long it takes you to do this, when you're thinking your thoughts, you'll think of that picture of what I'm now thinking of as the turrets and the stone and a knight. And I'm going to go chateau. And I'm not going castle, chateau. Yeah, it's fine to do translation. It's how we obviously make sure that I know you that you've got the work. But it's nice to think, there's a car, there's the stone, there's that shape, there's some dude in chainmail going like this, chateau, rather than like, you know, castle, mean chateau. Yeah, you don't want to be doing that. All right. Every single bit of information you hear, you say out loud. There is nothing for you to hear that you then go, that was interesting. I am not a disc jockey. I'm not a radio host. I'm not. Do you understand? I am giving you the material for you to say. You are only as good as the French that you've said. We don't want you to use your brain. We want you to use your muscle memory. You can't have muscle memory unless you've said it. Yeah, I really, really apply this to so much stuff. It's like I have physical trouble now, like with tendons and various things. Or doctor, but I used to dance as a job, and you know, one of the joys of that is you sometimes just go, I just don't know. Oh my god, what happens after that in the opening? What happens in the opening? Oh my god, and you're about to go on, and you just think, yeah. And it's nice to mind map and go, I go that way, I go that way. I've got her leg goes on my shoulder. I pick her. Yeah, fine. It's great to mind map, but sometimes you just start and your body goes, I did this, I did this, I did this, and your body remembers it. Language is exactly the same. It's exactly the same. You know, if you've ever accidentally said the wrong thing and we go, oh, Freudian slip. It's not a Freudian slip at all. It's that your mouth preferred one word. It's normally that your mouth has said that word with that other word more commonly as a partnership than another word. Have you ever been with somebody and you've called out somebody else's name or something like this? You know, we all have a memory of certain things. That's what we want. Don't use your intellect. Your intellect should be thinking about what you're going to say, not how you're going to say it. So do we have a battle plan? Yeah?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, people have done this in literally under 4 months. Like there's a challenge in the language learning community called C2 in 6 months. C2 is the highest exam that you can do. It goes A1, A2, B1, B2, B2. Luke, speak normally. A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2. And it's the European framework of common languages. And it's like each level has got like a thing. There's people that have gotten to C2 in 6 months. Just say as much as you want. Yeah. My only other piece of advice. Okay, name me a celebrity or even a friend of yours or somebody. Name me somebody that you think has got a beautiful face. Give me the name of somebody that you think's got a beautiful face.
Alexis.
Good. As in, do we mean Alexis Colby Carrington in Dynasty? Is that who we're referring to? I very much doubt it. Okay, so lovely. I won't pull you on whether Alexis is a he or a she. That's your private business. But I want you to think about Alexis, okay, and speak to them, print off their face if possible, put a photo or a print of their face next to your laptop. Every single time you say anything, I want you to look at that face, look at it in the eye and say da 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 da. Yeah, imagine you're in that situation saying it. Yeah, or imagine it's being said back to you. Don't stare at words when you repeat stuff. Every single bit of French you do, turn your head to one side, no visual, and say the damn French. That is why I don't let you guys near reading rules until, when did I let you near the reading rules? When you were up and running in about good 3 to 4 of Brooklyn's conversation classes. Yeah. When I then think you've got a real emphasis on sound. And that means sentences that have gone all the way through. Je vais venir te voir à Paris. And if we can't honestly go from one end to the sentence in a slide, Anthony, then we're not ready for reading. Yeah?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Final comment would be your own boss in terms of like how quickly you speak. For me, just be mindful of how quickly you say something in English. So if you said, I used to live opposite the old library, just say, I used to live opposite the old library. When you've then got a sentence, time yourself in the English. French is generally a little bit wordy than the English, but why not say, you know, Oui, alors, I used to live opposite the old library. J'habitais en face de la vieille bibliothèque. Like, because normally the human experience, although some languages are worded than others, the human experience, how a thought manifests, is pretty similar from language to language. So if you go, Luke, how quickly do I need to say this? I personally don't need you to go that quickly at all. So you can just sort of go, j'habitais en face de la vieille bibliothèque. As long as when you're being slow, you're not overdoing this. Are we clear on that though, yeah? Good. Do we have a battle plan then?
Yeah.
Are we motivated?
Yes.
Molars are staying together. Face is relaxed. We don't sound like Anthony in English. The minute we sound like Anthony in English, we're in trouble. All right? Play catch up. Play catch up. See how well you do. See if you can come and join one of the groups. Yeah, there's a group on there. I'm sorry the computer's having a complete meltdown. Good. Let me know how you get on. WhatsApp me. But if somebody goes, Luke, do you have a video on this? And I'm like, have you even looked? I'm not a happy girl. All right?
Yes.
Good. Well done. I'll sort you out with a price for 4 out of the 5 in a bit, and we will speak very, very soon. All right. Take care. Good job.
Perfect.
Right.
Thank you so much.
So if anybody else is wanting to do this, just contact me, logiclanguageLearning@gmail.com, and I'll send you some information about the podcast. All right. Well done, Anthony.
Thank you.